Good morning, students. This is your teacher Neela Mehlawat, and today we'll start with a very interesting topic, and that too in board and even in your competition exams, and like if you want to crack the NEET and other exams. So, pedigree analysis is definitely the most important. Okay, students. So, keep your pens, books, and everything ready. Right? Shall we start? Let's start then. Now, see pedigree. Before we talk about the pedigree analysis, we must understand what is pedigree. सो पेडिग्री जो है एक बेसिकली एक तरीके का रिकॉर्ड है. दिस इज अ रिकॉर्ड. ना पेडिग्री कब करते हैं हम? व्हेन वी वांट टू स्टडी, सपोज करिए कि किसी को कोई बीमारी है, कोई डिजीज है, एंड वी वांट टू सी कि हाउ दिस डिजीज विल हैज ट्रांसमिटेड ओवर वन जनरेशंस. तो उस केस में हम पेडिग्री की स्टडी करते हैं. सो पेडिग्री एक तरीके का रिकॉर्ड है जिसमें हम इनहेरिटेंस पैटर्न को स्टडी करते हैं. And this pedigree is always in the form of a chart or a tree or a family tree, isn't it? Right? Now coming to the pedigree analysis, it is the study of inheritance of that particular trait or a disease from generation to generation. Now pedigree analysis करने के लिए हमें pedigree chart बनाने के लिए या family tree बनाने के लिए हम कुछ symbols use करते हैं, and these symbols are very highly specific. We cannot make a change in these symbols. So symbols, they are very particular, and with the help of these symbols we'll make a tree or a flow chart, and then we'll draw conclusions out of that tree or a flow chart. Okay dear students, let me summarize the important points again. So basically pedigree analysis, it is a study of inheritance of genetic traits in several generations. हम काफ़ी 2-3 जनरेशन तक या पूरी जनरेशन तक हम ये स्टडी करते हैं कि वो डिजीज़ कैसे कैसे ट्रेवल की है. सो पेडिग्री स्टडी जो है, इट इज़ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग टूल इन ह्यूमन जेनेटिक्स टू स्टडी दी डिजीजेस, राइट? एंड वी ऑलवेज रिप्रेजेंट इन दिस फॉर्म ऑफ फैमिली ट्री, and it helps in genetic counseling regarding the genetic disorders. So on the basis of the pedigree analysis, the genetic counselors, they counsel the parents and they tell them how that particular genetic disorder has traveled. Now we'll talk, as I told you, that we use specific symbols, right? So male is represented by a box or a square. So this square represents a box. A circle represents a female. Now if you have a tilted square, that is a sex unspecified, means we do not know the sex of that person. Then if this is there, this means the affected individuals, means these are the individuals which have a disease. इनके अंदर वो बीमारी मौजूद है. When there is a lining between the, say it's a male, it's a female, when there is a single line between, joining line, this means this is a mating or this is a marriage. Okay. Secondly, if there are 2 lines between them, this means is a contiguous mating, means it's a mating between the relatives, or it's a marriage between the relatives. Now, if you have this one, so this represents 2 generations, first generation and the second generation. Okay, this line represents their daughter, their children. दोनों के बीच में जो single line है वो they have got married and then they have 2 children. Okay, then if the children is having the disease, so this is a child and this is a male child which is having the disease. Then if there is an identical twin, these two represent the identical twins. These are connected by a single line with each other. ऊपर से आपकी 2 लाइनें हैं. So these are identical twins. Okay, and this is a symbol for non-identical twins. Twins are there but not non-identical twins. Okay. Then apart from this, there are a few other symbols which are not mentioned in this chart. Let's discuss them separately. So if this is there, half portion is there, sometimes these symbols are also used. So it represents a carrier, and that to an autosomal disease. So ये आपके लिए एक hint है कि अगर carrier इस तरीके से बना हुआ है, half portion it is black, so it is a carrier, means that person does not show the phenotypic expression of disease. उसके अंदर बीमारी नहीं है, लेकिन उसके अंदर बीमारी disease के genes मौजूद हैं. Then if there is a circle with a dot, this means it is a female carrier, right? Females सिर्फ carrier जो है वो X-linked disease के केस में सिर्फ females ही carrier हो सकती हैं. X-linked के केस में males cannot be the carriers because they only have a 1 X chromosome, so they will have the disease. They will never be carriers. if you have such symbols where inverted comma brackets के अंदर है, so that means the adopted child. Okay, this is an adopted child. If there is a line and there is a circle with this, then this means it's a stillbirth. Stillbirth जो है, and the individual dies, we represent it with this. We'll make a cross it with a single line. Now let's discuss a few examples. There are few rules also. अब अगर हमारे पास कुछ चार्ट है तो हम उस चार्ट से कैसे इन्फर कर सकते हैं कि वो डिजीज कैसे ट्रेवल की है. सो हम कुछ रूल्स फॉलो करेंगे. सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन जो हमारे दिमाग में आता है वो है वेदर द डिजीज इज अ डोमिनेंट और अ रिसेसिव वन. ठीक है. अब डोमिनेंट और रिसेसिव, एज द मेंडल सेड, डोमिनेंट एक्सप्रेशन मीन्स द डिजीज विल बी प्रेजेंट इन एवरी जनरेशन एंड रिसेसिव मीन्स इट विल स्किप जनरेशंस. राइट. तो देखिए वी हैव वन फ्लो चार्ट. सपोज करिए दिस इज द फादर, दिस इज द मदर. ओके, फादर एंड मदर. देन दे हैव टू चिल्ड्रन, वन इज गर्ल, अनदर इज अ बॉय. द बॉय गेट्स मैरिड टू अ गर्ल. नाउ दिस बॉय हैज अ डिजीज. ओके, बॉय हैज अ डिजीज. नाउ इट्स गेट मैरिड टू अ गर्ल एंड दे ऑल्सो हैव अ सन विच इज ऑल्सो डिजीज्ड. ठीक है. So there are three generations. Here we have three generations, 1, 2 and 3, right? In generation 1 देखिए there is, the parents do not have a disease, right? They do not have a disease at all. Parents के अंदर disease नहीं है. But if you look at the children, the male child has a disease. अब लड़के में वो बीमारी मौजूद है, parents में वो बीमारी नहीं है. Okay? Clear है? देन थर्ड जनरेशन में भी वो डिजीज है. राइट. अब आप देखिए डोमिनेंट और रिसेसिव. क्या, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इज द डिजीज प्रेजेंट इन ऑल जनरेशंस? देखिए फर्स्ट में नहीं है, सेकंड में है, थर्ड में भी है. तो इस डिजीज को आप क्या कहेंगे? इट्स अ रिसेसिव वन. ओके. So if disease is present in every generation, we call it as dominant. And for disease symptoms skips generation, we call it as recessive. तो यहाँ पर parents में वो नहीं है, rest of the two generations they have. This means it is a recessive one. Okay, it is a recessive one. Let's take an example of dominant also. Suppose करिए, second example, parents are here. This is male, female. They have a children, again male and female. The female gets married and she has a daughter. The daughter also have a disease. Okay, यहाँ देखिए first generation में है, yes, second में भी है, third में भी है. So this type of disease is called a dominant disease. Okay, this is a dominant disease. मतलब हर generation में, whether it is present in one individual or two, it is present in every generation. That will be called a dominant one. Okay, so first rule is clear. If the disease is present in every generation, it is a dominant one. If it is present in it skips generation, it is a recessive one. Okay. Second, we'll talk about whether it is a autosomal or sex linked, whether it is related to the sex or autosomal. अब हम यहाँ देखते हैं second example. Suppose करिए, this is the example. Again, parents, they have 4 children. Parents हैं, 4 बच्चे हैं उनके. ठीक है. There are 2 daughters and 2 you can say boys. So 2 sons and 2 daughters are there. 1 daughter and 1 son are not having the disease. 1 daughter and 1 son are having the disease. Okay. अब देखिए parents में symptoms नहीं है. Parents do not have the symptoms, right? But the children have. And that too, the 50% girls have the symptom, 50% of the boys have the symptom. So हम इससे क्या infer कर सकते हैं? पहली चीज जो हमने conclude की है that the parents do not show symptoms. Male and female both are affected, right? Male and female both are affected. Here one boy is affected and one girl is affected. This means both the parents, they are carriers. Both the parents are carriers. So this means it is an autosomal disease. This means it is a autosomal disease because both the male and female, they are affected. So it is an autosomal disease. Okay. Let's take the third case. अब हम देखते हैं कि फादर अपनी जीन्स किसको किस तरीके से पास करते हैं. सो फादर बेसिकली हैज वी नो XY कॉम्बिनेशन, इजंट इट? सेक्स इनहेरिटेड हम स्टडी कर रहे हैं, हाउ सेक्स इनहेरिट the genes related with the sex chromosomes are transmitted. So father has XX, right? So father will give X to the daughter and it will give Y to the son. So this means in daughter there will be X genes that will go from the father. So X will also go plus the genes of X will also go, right? In son, Y chromosome plus the genes of Y chromosome. Okay, clear? तो यहाँ जो पॉइंट है इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट वी शुड नोटिस, दैट द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट वन इज फादर विल नेवर गिव X linked genes to son. Father will never give X linked genes to the son. This is a very important point. Okay, father will never give the X linked genes to the son. Second case देखिए, suppose mother है हमारी, mother has XX chromosomes, so it will give X to the daughter and X to the son. So mother के केस में mother will give X genes to the son. So in case of son, if the son is XY, so X will always come from the mother and Y will always come from the father. Okay, X will always come from the mother and Y will always come from the father, right? Now in case of daughter is XX, so X will come from the mother, X will also come from the father. So father and mother, यानी daughter के पास 50% possibility है. She can be diseased either from the father or either from the mother, क्योंकि because it is getting X from both the parents. तो daughter को X linked जो है genes mother से भी मिल रहे हैं और father से भी मिल रहे हैं, right students? Clear? Okay, so I hope you are in a position to distinguish certain examples. So I'm giving you 2 examples here that you will solve, that you will study, keeping in mind the rules that we have discussed for the pedigree analysis. Okay, you apply these rules and identify what type of it is. It is a dominant one, recessive one, autosomal, or you can say sex linked, right? You will identify and you will let me know. Okay, so you will prepare notes of this topic, right? You will read the page number 88. You will read page number 88 and then you will try to solve these 2 examples, right? Okay, so dear students, communicate with me, send your diagrams to me, then we'll discuss. If you're not able to solve them, then we'll discuss each one of them. Okay? Okay. So bye everyone.